A very warm welcome to all you wonderful viewers of Universal Mentors Association. Today is the final day of the second edition of Digital Education Summit and Awards 2022. One of the most important days because this is something new that we're doing. So, with Digital Education Summit and Awards, every event we bring something new to the table. Last time, we brought you the essence of non conventional education, where we had, participants from uh, movies, skills, and other industries participating. And today we are talking about the most sought out feature of an education industry, the role of the future of students, because this is one topic that all the parents, all the educators have all been talking about in all the panels, where we talk about, you know, what lies in the future, 21st century skills and jobs, how important it is that the education system is completely revolving around one and only one factor: the future of students, their careers, their job profiles, and all of that. So keeping in mind, our mentors had suggested that one segment of educators are being left out uh, amongst this whole decisions, among this all discussions per se, and that are the career counselors. Because having career counselors, they are the ones who guide their students, guide the parents, guide everybody around about what is it that a student requires, or what is it that the student is good at, what are the options available in the market. So having said that, we are coming up with our first panel discussion for the day. This is again one of the most seasoned educators participating in the panel. The very simple topic, but a very challenging topic, called role of school counselors in shaping the future of students. Uh, Without further ado, let me introduce you to this amazing lineup of panelists. We have Ms. Sapna Sukul, who's the education consultant of EduStart Solution Services, a very renowned face, a very known face in the education sector. We welcome Sapna ma'am with folded hands. Ma'am, we are really glad that you are a part of our mentoring team and you're joining us as a part of the conference as well. So we welcome Sapna ma'am on the panel. Then we have Miss Jyotika Chatterjee, who's the principal of Chitrakuta School. Welcome, ma'am. We have Dr. Vasudha Neelmani, who's the principal of Rockwoods International School. Ma'am is also a part of our Universal Mentors Association, mentors, and she's been a guiding force for us throughout our journey in the last couple of years that we have on.
Thank you.
Then we
Thank you.
have Dr. Amrapali Dambre, who's the school counselor of City Pride School. Uh, then we have Mrs. Kavita Ganesh Hegde, who's the principal of Seven Square Academy. Ms. Varda Jatta, who's the school counselor of St. Anandram Jaipuria School, Vasundhara. Ma'am, welcome. I think Kavita ma'am had got disconnected. Uh, Sapna ma'am have got disconnected. I think she'll be back. Let's give her one more minute. In the meanwhile, let's start off with the discussion with. So it is imperative that that the role of school counselor is really really important. When it comes down to uh, the education, shaping the future of the education. So that's why we have chosen the panel. I think we've all discussed about the the topic. Why don't we go ahead and start with the round of introductions first till the time Sapna ma'am comes back on.
You tell us, Sandeep, how you want to
Ma'am,
start
so
it.
let's ma'am, you start the conversation. Let me just quickly follow up with Sapna ma'am before we go ahead. So Vasudha ma'am, Varda ma'am, then Amrapali ma'am, and then Jyotika Chatterjee ma'am can give their round of introductions, and then till the time we'll try to coordinate with Sapna ma'am.
No problem, Sandeep, no problem. Good morning, dear panelists, and of course, all the viewers. A very, very interesting topic when we talk about role of counselors. And to be honest, that I have been a very hands-on principal, if like Sandeep has asked me to introduce. So I've always been a very hands-on principal. And there was a time round about 7-8 years ago, wherein there were many counselors used to approach us, career coaches, career. So, and I didn't want to choose any, take a wrong decision for my students. So I jumped into this myself, and I completed my master's with Mindler, and I'm a NCDA certified CCSP career coach, and with the psychometric assessments, with the trainings, and whenever we are doing career coaching with the students, so I know what's happening with my children. But at the same point in time, so I strongly believe that we can only give to our students what we have. And when we are doing that, so according to our research, it's there that India needs around 3 to 4 lakh counselors. And right now we just have 15 to 20,000. So there is a long gap that has to be built in. And talking about counseling, so counseling can be career counseling can be psychological counseling, and of course here we are going to talk about the career counseling in the coming half an hour or 45 minutes until Sapna joins in. So I pass on the baton to, I think, Ms. Varda. She can talk about it, please.
Sure. Thank you so much, Vasudha ma'am. So yes, good morning, everyone. And I am hoping that everyone is doing really great. So yes, my name is Varda and I am the school counselor of St. Handaram Jaipuria School. And we, counselors are playing a pretty important role right now. And it has always been so because mental health has lately been challenged to the core. The mental health has been always challenged, but then lately the problems have started coming up very effectively and efficiently. Earlier, the we all had demons in us, that is not literally, but then yes, we all had some baggages in us which were undealt. But the pandemic and especially the phase of lockdown got us face to face with all of our baggages, and that is when we all experience some kind of anxiety. A lot of people experience fear, then fear of losing our own life, fear of losing somebody else's life, and there were so many things that were happening in and around us that affected not only our mental health but also our physical health. The social circles of almost everybody in our acquaintance have shrunk down, and a lot of dependence on social media has increased, leading to the digital dependence for our self-esteem needs and even our basic needs. So yes, and as counselors, everybody is playing pretty important role over here. Oh, Sapna ma'am has joined back, and it's great to see you back, Sapna
I
ma'am.
am so sorry. I guess we are in Delhi, but I didn't know how Delhi also has this problem of internet nowadays. And that too in Vasant Kunj, I don't know. So sorry, but welcome to all our participants. And thank you, Sandeep, for a beautiful introduction. And I guess you must have started the first round. So here we have participants, not
Sapna,
only
we are just
counselors, but
introducing ourselves, so you have to take the role. So we were just filling in.
okay.
Stopgap arrangements, so you have to.
Okay. So welcome to this beautiful panel. The beautiful faces, I'll say, all women. And this is all Women's Day is coming 8th March. So Sandeep thought, let's put all the women together. And also he decided to put all the women we have from Mumbai, we have from Ghaziabad, we have from Bangalore, and we have from Udaipur. And I'm from Delhi. So we are from 5 different cities, 5 different states. So obviously the dynamic, the understanding is very there to take away from here, because as I was discussing with each one of you, and just before the panel discussion also, everyone has a different opinion about opening the schools, about dealing with children. And since I've discussed with everyone personally, so I would like you to share your opinion with the audience, who's maybe you will watch later also recording, that there was so much variety when I discussed with all of you that what do you think is future of counselors? And there are certain principals who have joined who are also playing the role of a counselor. So what do you think that when you, how do you think, what is your perception about counseling for the future generation, which is totally 72 weeks we have been online. So 72 weeks is I think India is the only country which has done online education for 72 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So after that, I guess, whether it's counselor, whether it is principal, that this Herculean task of managing the school, the teachers, the parents, and the students, what do you see the future of school and how do you perceive it? So starting from Vasudha, Dr. Vasudha, we are very old friends. And so it was the moment I saw her name, I said, okay, half job is done. So Vasudha, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Sapna. Yes, I have a different point of view here. I feel these 2 years have taught us a lot of things, and all of us, including my teachers, parents for their children, everybody has worn the hat of the counselor in some way or the other. Being the school principal, yes, our job is multifolded because, as Sapna rightly said, we have to be counselor to our children. We have to take care of the emotional health of our teachers. We have to take care, strike the balance between the parents also. So we have been, wearing this multiple hat quite often. But having further, I think things have evolved. When I remember, I started my career almost 28, 29 years ago, and I started it as a special educator and counselor. So in the normal school, the mainstream K-12 schools, the role of counselors were not defined then. I still remember there was a school where I was appointed as a counselor, they didn't have in something related to special education, so they appointed me as a counselor. And my KRAs were not clear. Either it was, oh ma'am, we don't have anything, children don't have any problems, they are very, very close to their teachers, or this happens or that happens. And usually, I was either put in substitution, I was either put, so I have experienced it myself. But now things have evolved completely. The role of counselors, it is used as and counseling is a big field. It has been synonymous with coaches these days. So they are leadership counselors, leadership coaches, life coaches, career coaches. And I have always been, Sapna knows it pretty well, I have always been the one, who will, as I said, I will try to have my hands on. So being a career coach, I was so much intrigued because being a psychologist, it's lot that I speak to my children, it's lot I speak to my teachers, parents. So I said, okay, let me give it a shot. And I completed my professional certified coach in life coaching and leadership coaching. And I came to know everything is so interrelated. And we really need, in these 20, after so many years, I have seen the role of counselors have evolved. We can't do without you. But I have a different, I have done a different experiment. I don't have a school counselor per se, but I have empowered my teachers in such a way that they are taking care of their children. So there is not one person children can go to. The children can go to many people, many whomsoever they feel comfortable with. So we have empowered them in such a way. And of course,
thank you, Vasudha.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll come back to you.
Sure.
So this is yes, the multitasking role and the career coach, as we call, and I guess even I've got involved in that ICC Mindler second course, the advanced course, because I thought that I didn't know so much. So it's like there's always so much to learn. So over to you, Joyita ji, that what do you exactly think from your perspective, career counselor? So she has appointed everyone as every teacher is a counselor. Please highlight about your school and your vision.
Yeah. Uh, Good morning, everyone present here today. It's nice to hear from each one of you. Yeah, somewhere, maybe we are heading at one point that how to help the child in the best possible way. So, my career with my children is now almost 18 years. And before that, I have worked with Montessori children and environment in abroad also and in India also. And we started from Montessori in our group of School of Education.
I didn't understand.
We have three schools now, and we believe in that the way Vasudha ma'am told that each teacher should be a counselor. It's very much important. So children, always will be very choosy to go to a teacher. And in our school also, I have seen that whatever we could do with counseling, and we have a department of counselors also. And I myself helped in the beginning for 6-7 years of our children, where I was very close to them. I tried to understand. I did my courses completed so that I can also help them, psychologically and behavioral wise. And after that, the sea change, what I see now, after these 2 years of thing, that now after this distressful of time, what each family has gone through, we have lost many parents, we have lost our relatives, neighbors, and children have gone through this. As an adult, we have discussed all these things with us. They could not discuss. So they had all those things bottled up in them. And now I see that it's high need that each one of us, we understand. And I could understand for a long time, I was asking parents to take help of mental well-being, department and counseling department. They were not very open to. But at this moment, I see they are writing to us. Children are much more open. They are understanding that what learning gap they are facing, what challenges they are facing. And one more thing, what I have seen, that always for core subjects, we always try to get the best teacher. But if the child is not happy is a big word. If the child is not at all at a normal condition, whatever subjects we want to teach, we won't be successful. So at this moment, the main, agenda of our school is to make each child feel secured, emotionally secured, and career-wise secured, and academically secured, so that they find it much more less challenging, at least to come to school. They find the shoulder.
Thank you.
Bank on, and that's a great thing to see on. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Joyita. As you discussed with me, actually, the problems which you're facing are more with parents and the game problems and how children are getting into a lot of other gaming issues. So we'll discuss that further. So let me hear from Amrapali. That Amrapali, would you like to just highlight what exactly is happening in your area, in your school?
Yes, basically I am from Pune, and I would like to thank Sapna ma'am for getting us comfortable with this environment. Thank you so much, ma'am. Indeed, it was a really great opportunity to share our talent and views. In counseling, when we consider counseling as a unit, it is a very abstract concept. It's like joining the dots. We cannot complete the picture if all the dots are not joined. It's like all the stakeholders are very, very important when we talk about counseling as a system, be it a parent, be it a student, be it a child, be it an educator, a support system, for all the support system that a child has. In this situation, it has been proven that, yes, looking at the children's concern empathetically is very, very important and integral, because what has happened with this pandemic situation, we all have gone through, most of our parents have gone through a different phase. So obviously it happens that we tend to go into a sympathy, oh, that is a problem. And it's very, very important to handle the situations with that empathetic listening and help the child and make the child comfortable in the environment of school. That is what I would like to talk about.
So making children empathetic, and since you have 3 schools, and you told me that you're dealing a lot. After 10th, you will be discussing more about counseling and how children come. And so more or less everything, as Vasudha said, is all intermingled, and something or the other which we are adding 1.1 has been. So Vardha, your like you're discussing, you are of a different opinion that you are finding 100% attendance with the preschool, which is new for the preschool sector, because many of them are just not able to convince the preschoolers. But that was a new point which you added. So would you like to highlight more of that, and then what is that?
Sure, ma'am. Sure. It would be a pleasure. So, yes, thank you so much for this opportunity. And yes, like I mentioned, like rather Sapna ma'am mentioned, that in our school, the scenario is entirely different. A lot of preschool children have started coming in, and for them, experiencing the entire environment of school is it's something that they have been yearning for since a long time. So I see children everywhere in the school right now. The teachers have to take them on round because every single day they want to explore a new corner or a different corner of the school, so that they can have fun, they can connect with their own school, because they have been like the children have said that bore ho gaya tha. These are their words, that they were bored at home, and then they want to play. Even for senior classes, believe me, we have observed this in our school, that whenever there is, on whichever day there is a sports period for a particular class or grade, the attendance will suddenly rise up, because they have missed all these things that they were not able to get out of their house. And they were also missing the connect, the face-to-face connect, which is extremely important, especially in the preteen and adolescent phase, that they have been missing. They were all the parents used to complain during the lockdown that our children are glued to the phones and are glued to the screens all the time. And now it's like many a times the parents have to pull the child from the group of friends, that let's go home, it's way too late, and you should be doing this and you should be doing that. Because once the connect is back, the discussion of emotions and the discussion of a lot of other things, the intellectual discussions have sprouted up to a great extent. And that is when the children are happy to come back to school. And like I mentioned, they have been missing a lot of great things, and they want to connect and keep the connect alive. So yeah.
So how do you keep these toddlers on move, and how are the teachers coping up? So like I can visualize that toddlers are running from one place to the other, and they are all, for the first time they are coming to school because they are the new admissions. So are you featuring them in something like, how are you motivating the other schools? Because I'm sure that all schools, there are certain schools, like we just discussed, they are finding it a problem. Like we just heard that they are ready to send the children to the mall, but sending them to school is a problem. So this is a very unique point which you made, that students are jumping around, and especially the toddlers. So what is the mantra you are using, that and I guess all of you are having the same 100% attendance with preschoolers, Vasudha and other schools?
In Rajasthan, we don't have the orders to start the preschool yet, but yes, the parents are very, very keen to send the students to us. So yes.
Okay.
We are having 100%.
What about Maharashtra? We haven't got Mrs. Hegde here. I had a long chat with her in the morning, and I don't know where.
Hello.
So she also had many points to say. So
yes, Sapna.
Yes, Amrapal.
Yes, ma'am. In Maharashtra, you were asking about the scenario in Maharashtra. We haven't yet started with the preschools, but we have started with the junior KG. Like nursery has not started, but the junior KG and senior KG has started once in a week. So we are running Once in a week, the children are coming to school. First grade onwards, students are coming regularly. As Vardha ma'am said, we have a good attendance in primary section, and children are enthused. They want to move in the corridor, campus, and see and explore it. But when we go to... Yes, ma'am.
Just carry on. You were saying something.
Yes, but in the secondary section, we can see the stress, anxiety, especially with grade 9, 10th, 11th, 12th. We could see the anxiety because they have their exams. They have their prelims, final exams approaching.
Okay.
An offline exam is a challenge for them presently. Like,
and what about Joeta, like Bangalore? How's Bangalore facing this situation of the toddlers?
We are having actually very good attendance, means preschool.
Really?
Junior classes, yes, extremely high attendance, and children are extremely happy to.
So if I ask you, sorry to interrupt you, like out of the three, the preschoolers, middle school, and primary and secondary,
Yeah,
which one is the most enthusiastic out of the four segments?
Actually, preschoolers very interested to come to school.
So
Junior batches by primary school, maybe attendance will be like 70 to 80%, but in high school it is almost 100%. One or two are not coming just like that, but otherwise it has picked up very well. It has just picked up very well, all the attendance in all the sections.
wow. So I'm missing Kavita, because Kavita Hegde had a lot of points to make, and I discussed with her yesterday and today. So Sandeep, just try to check if she can join us, because she was telling me about the Mumbai scenario, and it was really interesting when I spoke to her. So I guess, like Neelmani, you can tell the Rajasthan government that please open the schools, and you have a recording to show them that how other states are featuring. Coming up to the second round, which I would like to ask all of you, a little like detail about your school and about the parents and teachers you're dealing with. So let's start with Joeta. So Joeta, do you mind I ask you that education technology has a long way to go before online classes can be a viable substitute for teaching and tutoring. Hence,
Yes.
loss in learning, which we have all seen, has led to a loss in confidence, which we were discussing in the morning also.
Yes.
Okay, Kavita is there. Kavita, hello Kavita, welcome. So I'll ask you now, let me loss in confidence to while approaching competitive exams. How will you address the disparities in slow learners, since the gap must be widened? So we were discussing this question in the morning, so I thought, let me pose you this question so that your thoughts which I've written, you can just share it with all the audience.
Yeah, you are very right.
Greetings to all.
Kavita, I'll come back to you.
Okay.
I'll come back to you.
Fine.
Yeah, you are right. Actually, in a class, we all have, children of alpha, beta, gamma, ability-wise. So basically, alpha children, they have excelled and they won't be having that gap. But we are having some concern about gamma children. So what we have tried that not only this technical learning, we have made it, with the National Education Policy supporting us, much more experiential learning. So lots of material-based learning and lots of projects which really interest them. They are good in something. Maybe they have problem with concentration. They have problem with other abilities, other challenges. But they are very good in maybe expressing, orally expressing something or presenting something. And with technical help, they are really exploring a lot of things through PPT, and very excited to tell them, which they never got the opportunity because maybe they were very slow in answering or completing the answer paper and all. Those things I could see a huge change in them. And obviously here our counselors are also taking a lot of enthusiasm to help each child, because we have the names there. As I told you in the morning also, maybe 78 children were taking help individually from the counseling department. It has become almost 200 now. So we had appointed more counselors so that we can help them more. And because of this inclusive education policy of government, now we are trying to make each teacher understand not to brand the child and not to, just overlook. If somebody is fiddling for a long time, not to overlook, ask them after the class what exactly is happening, anything, what point has been not understood by that particular child. So a lot of individual remedials, individual talks, calling parents to make them understand that don't compare right now, because there is a knowledge gap, there is a problem or child is going through. We are all together there to help them. So this is the way we are trying to, pull up these children who are having some difficulties. Mainly, I can tell you that there are difficulties of math basic concepts of understanding, general science concepts of understanding. So more lab activity. And recently, I can give you an example that, we had the Science Day celebration where we felt that, okay, let us do it in a different way. So we are doing it for a week-long program. And we have told them, okay, you can make small groups of 5 children. And in South India, they're very fond of this, Rangoli powder. So in whole school ground, they are doing different science formations with that powder. And they feel it as an art form. So it can be seen project also, but it's beautifully done. And everyone is taking chance there. So this way we are trying to do something new as and when they're coming up. And we are trying to make it much more experiential so that each one of them will enjoy. They are not left out in the class corner. That is our motto.
Joeta, the success of your projects is all visible through your smile. That the way you are passing it on, that it shows that you are totally involved and you are just, and I'm visualizing the way it would have been done, your Rangoli project and all. So over to you, Kavita. Kavita, thank you for joining. Kavita, would you like to share with us we had such beautiful conversation. I think you should share it with everyone that what is your perception of career counseling and future of schools?
Greetings to all. I am Ms. Kavita Ganesh Hegde from 7th Square Academy, Mira Road. Would like to welcome you all for today's session and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Basically, I feel counseling for students is important, but at the same time, counseling for parents is also plays a vital role in today's life. Parents who are with their busy schedule do not have time to give to their students. But yes, for this 23 months, I think there was a family time where they could understand each other. They could understand the child's need, which was very important. And I think this pandemic has definitely helped each and every family members. But what we have faced is we had a counseling session with our students as soon as they came, they joined this school. And the stories what we heard from the students about losing their parents, their grandparents, which they were attached, their relatives, and under the stress what they have borne, the conflicts between the parents due to financial crisis, which has disturbed them a lot. And what they were missing is an interaction with their peers and with their teachers where they could share their feelings. So that is what they have shared when we had this counseling session. And we also had a counseling sessions with our teachers, as rightly said, that we need to train our teachers also that they might find some behavioral change in a child after joining 23 months, because the changes what he has seen through this pandemic has definitely changed a child's behavior. So a teacher should understand firstly why this behavioral changes and try to understand.
I'd like to pose the question here only for you. The question which I would like to post here is we are all talking about the counseling should be extended for parents, counseling should be extended for, as it is, it's like tenfold it's increased for students. So my question to you is we are all talking about students and parents. I believe that there are teachers also who have gone through a tough time because it's not been easy for them. So Vasudha said that she's training the teachers also to be counselors. So how do you manage to counsel your teachers? Because for them, lots of things have happened, from their pay cut, from their pay rise to managing a family. And now I talk to teachers and when they say that it's very difficult to suddenly go to school and be there from 8 to 2 and coming home and managing a family. How are you counseling the teachers, and what do you see their future as now? Like, are they ready to become counselors? So, Kavita, would you like to just speak on that?
Yes, definitely. First of all, technosavvy. The teachers have struggled, but we would appreciate the teachers that, within few days they have learned technology. They have learned how to balance their family life along with the students' life. And teachers have come up with that they need a counseling session and they would like to get themselves trained more into this field, is because they felt that they are lacking somewhere, managing their house, managing the students or parents. And at times, when the teachers are concerned about the students coming on for online lectures, there are parents who try to abuse the teachers, like, why did you wake my child? My child is not ready to come for an online. It is, the parents should understand it is for the betterment of their child that the teacher has been taking a pain, especially to give a call and ask the parent that your child has not attended an online class, so please do so. And that is where the teachers feel, yes, counseling, they should also go for a counseling session. And as CBSE has come up with more of trainings during this pandemic, we made it a point that each and every teacher goes for this training session, which is being given by the CBSE. And that is how we helped our teachers to go for this counseling session through CBSE.
Okay, so CBSE is doing, okay, thank you. The CBSE is supporting a lot in training the teachers, and that's how you're taking the help. Vasudha, let's go from counseling to teachers to a little bit of preparation of the NEET and JEE exams. So, Vasudha, I would like to know from you, the brand value of school is often determined, which whatever said and done, it is determined that how many students have been through this competitive exam, such as NEET, JEE, CLAT, or any such competitive exam which I've forgotten. This pressure should not be passed down to children, like you do this, you do that. So there are good career opportunities, which I felt was like armed forces, which really required an ND exam, entrance exam. Being from armed forces, I know that it's a mandatory exam, which however demands different skill set, that is mentality. So how do you address career guidance, since you discussed that you have done this career guidance, and how do you discuss that career guidance depending upon the ability of each child? And since seeing that 2 years, they were not practical at all. So Vasudha, would you like to just share your thoughts on that?
Yeah, sure. So we have a very systemic and streamlined procedure. We have a tie-up with Mindler, and it has been for past 4 years now. So during my being in Cambridge also, and my counterpart, the Rockwood CBSE also, what we do, we start our career guidance very young. So what I have a system is, I have a parent partnership program where in primary also, parents will come talk about a certain kind of career, how they are doing it. And when they come to grade 8, at the end of the grade 8, when they're moving to grade 9, we conducted, irrespective of COVID, students not coming to us. So we conducted a lot of orientation sessions for those children. And then Mindler had created that login ID for them. And we actually conducted their psychometric assessments. That was completely online. Then they were, during complete 2 years pandemic time, we had lots of one-on-one session with our students. So we helped them choosing the subjects. So when it came to choosing the subjects, of course, taking parents into the guidance. So every year what happens is, so there are 3 kind of assessments. So when are they in grade 9, they do very simple subject choice assessment. In grade 10, 11 and 12, it is moved to the little bit of higher level of assessments at the end and at the start of the session they do, and we guide them. So now the mind shift has changed, Sapna, totally. At least, I feel, and it needs to change that, if student is going to science, as you rightly said, it is just IIT or NEET. If they are in commerce, it is just company secretary or CA. And if it is humanities, they have to prepare for IAS, or, so that paradigm shift needs to be brought in. And liberal arts, we conducted lots and lots of sessions on the liberal arts. We conducted lots of sessions, when we were talking to the parents, talking to the students. And, my many students, they have been right now also, they have been doing a lot of internships. They did a lot of courses in grade 11. They are making their own podcasts. They are making their own websites. They are making their own apps. So we have divided them into the group of students, how they want to do it. So there is a world outside these things also, but catering to the masses. Of course, we have the school has tie-up with the best coaching centers, and when the students want to go and appear, but then we make it very, very clear that see, we all know as principals at grade 9, we come to know there are certain students who have that spark. They will ask a different questions, which sometimes our teachers are not ready. Suppose they ask something out of the course, and teachers is taken aback, and she says, why are you asking? This is not part of the syllabus. But if you have trained and if you have sensitized the teachers well, we know that this segment, this 10% of the class population, or this 7% of the class population, is meant to go ahead with whatever medical test or whatever. Then we segregate them and we work on them. But yes, there is a regular follow-up and regular intervention on the subject choices, how child is doing. And now you are part of Mindler. I strongly feel that is a complete 360-degree purview, that you know about the emotional efficacy of the child, emotional intelligence of the child. You come to know about the personality, orientation, interest, aptitude.
Right.
So it really helps. It really helps. So
Yeah,
we did not stop
does,
during. We did not stop in the pandemic also. I was in touch with the.
Right. That I could see that you did not stop in the pandemic. I'm witness to that. And I'm sure that others also did not stop. But the only thing was that the physical connect which has happened now. So especially like when I take interviews also for different people who go abroad. So my question to them is always like, how do you prepare yourself now? So they come up with loads of, because I have to listen to so many people in a day, and they come up with this that how has lockdown impacted their family background? They have missed out on JEE CLAT because they could not prepare, they could not meet people. So they are again reappearing for these exams. So what you said, I'm sure that children will crack these exams, and you will find a lot of like different career paths for them, all of you together. Coming to Varda, like you said that you deal a lot with behavioral counseling. So the extended periods of lockdowns have led to loss of income for many, which we keep hearing, and we keep hearing these cases day in and day out, irrespective of even school. Then mandatory confinement within the house further led to the feeling of helplessness among parents, which rubs off on children. We see, since I work with management directly, the question which comes from the management is that should we strike out their name? And I say, don't do that, because it will have a trauma on the child. So what do you think that there's a need of psychological counseling to inculcate optimism? Because you have to give up your opinion from the management perspective also, because they can't just forget the fee of every child. How will the school run? How will we be paid? So as a counselor, as a behavioral counselor, please highlight on these issues.
Sure, ma'am. Sure. Thank you so much for a wonderful question.
Yeah.
Yes, you can hear me, everyone, right? I'm on. Oh, right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. So yes, so definitely the pandemic has affected each and every person differently, and it has affected a lot of families as well, like it has been discussed so far. So yes, there was not only loss of income, but loss of people, loss of family members, loss of distant relatives, loss of really near and dear ones, and all these kind of losses have definitely impacted not only the adults, that is the parents of the child, but the child per se as well. So yes, definitely, especially the loss of income and the insecurities that many times parents feel and may not want to discuss, but the environment which is so tense, it just tends to become tensed in the home, that okay, the paise ki kami hai, there is lack of money in the house, and the parents are trying to manage, the parents are trying to fulfill the needs. There can be some times when the accounts office of the school might be calling the parents that please pay the fees,
Yeah.
or we would be doing this, we would be doing that, and that entirely creates a lot of challenges and a lot of insecurity in the mind of child. And all these things lead to a certain level of anxiety in the mind of the child, as well as of course in the mind of the parents. The parents are like, at least we can say that the parents are adult enough to handle the kind of anxiety and can seek some or the other kind of social support, because they are still allowed to go out wearing like following the COVID protocol. But the children, they are not even allowed to go out and not even allowed to discuss such a important matter with their peers, and they are ashamed of discussing it with their parents as well, because many times parents will be like, oh, please, you don't get into this one, you just focus on your studies. But the child is unable to focus on the studies when the family is going through so much of trouble. And that is what is expected out of child, to focus on studies, and that is what cannot happen in that particular case. And therefore it's very important for the parents to make the child part of such discussions. Of course, we don't have to give the entire severity of the situation to the child, but definitely the child can be oriented that, okay, yes, this is a problem at hand, and we will be dealing with it eventually, because somewhere or the other the child also gets to understand, okay, there is some problem happening in the house. So that is something which has to be done. Apart from that, like we have always said, and almost all of us have read so many times, that happiness cannot be bought by money. So it's very important to practice certain things which would bring in happiness. So all of us have a lot of board games at home, or you can
So, all this you are telling I'm sorry to interrupt, but all this, whatever counseling you're giving to the children or to the parents, like?
To both, ma'am. Over here, the support to both the stakeholders is extremely important, because like you have asked that the effect of each other rubs on each other. So if we are assisting the parents, definitely the positivity will flow from parents to the child, and if we are assisting the child, definitely the positivity would be reverted back. That is what is extremely important, and therefore we assist.
Let's see what Amrapali has to say.
Pardon me,
thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I say, Vardha, thank you, because I can see that the parents who are listening to you, and from the other states also, maybe they will take some snippets, and they will understand what to speak to the child and when to speak to the child, which is very important, because everybody cannot be there at home to assist the children when they are at home. So it's very important that parents also be mindful of what they are speaking and which tone are they speaking. So, and we see so many cases where the children, whatever they see at home, they come and rattle it out and in the school. So I guess that's what you're connecting with. The last panelist, for a teacher, it is very difficult to monitor students, especially when the class strength is above 10. So we have been discussing about counseling and how do you counsel. So Amrapali, would you like to just tell all of us that if the children are more, and with this hybrid concept which is going on, online and offline and both together, and so many memes are also coming, that how will the teacher handle? Even the best screen has got the limitations, because everywhere I'm seeing that these memes and this BC auntie that YouTube is going on, that how will the teacher handle hybrid model? This underline that needs to get back to actual classes. So from the virtual classes, which had the laxity of just sitting at home and seeing the classes. So how do you address the issue of discipline? Because being a counselor, how are you managing this hybrid learning and counseling the teachers, counseling the parents and the students? Are you counseling them to come 100% to school and do away with hybrid model? Or are you okay with hybrid model as a teaching module? Sorry. So what exactly would you like to say?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Actually, hybrid model, if you ask me personally, I am not convinced because
Module.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hybrid model always have that when children are online, we cannot reach out to that child. So if you ask me about hybrid model seems to be difficult for a child to learn. So, but in our school, we have hybrid model. We have couple of children, 3 to 4 children in every class who's attending the school online. Majority of our students are coming to school, but counseling, yes, certainly required. There is a fear, anxiety among the parents, among the students to come back to a normal curriculum. There is an enthusiasm also that yes, we are coming after a long period of time and meeting each other. We want to have play time. We want to enjoy the time along with the studies is also very, very important. Counseling, everyone is needed. Right now, it's like our job is more than 24/7 because every step we are doing counseling. We are counseling teachers, we are counseling because to accommodate the child in the class and help the child to learn. So when you were discussing about the testing system, I would like to mention and appreciate my school management that we are going to go for a diagnostic test this time. Diagnostic test is like a baseline test where children's basic concepts we are going to test, and accordingly we are going to set our syllabus for April to how to help the children in the upcoming year. So that was a wonderful decision by our management. So I would just like to appreciate because this is going to help the child to accustom the new change. So in Feb and March, we are just preparing the children for diagnostic test. And from month of April, they will be having the new curriculum according to the teaching.
So it means that every child will have a tailor-made curriculum for them. It will be individualized curriculum.
We do not have individualized, but we have made it to a baseline. Like we are going to test the basic conceptual understanding of a child as per the grades. So there is a lot of scrutinism to design the portion and design the paper set for a child. So all the 3 schools have combined their own level of understanding of students by taking a feedback from teachers, and it is been designed for the student. So all the 3 schools will have the same paper set for just to I have the baseline test for the children. So that is the, I think so it will help a teacher to analyze the children in future better. Yes, behavioral side, yes, we also need to counsel the teachers, because what is happening, either there is too much sympathy or too much of what we can say that teachers have that, okay, that child is not listening only. So either they are too much sympathetic ki usko ye problem hai, that is there, or either they have that ki these children don't listen only. So counseling them is also a big challenge, talking to them, motivating them, because at the back end they have their own concern. Along with that, the work schedule has increased. Like it's not like normal 8 to 4 or 8 to 2 schedule of working. So it has increased their work schedule. So that is also we are doing. We are talking to individualized teachers. So from last year, after 1 year of pandemic, we started online counseling system for teachers. We approached the teachers. We just discussed, had an informal discussion with the teachers. We tried to talk to the individual teacher and understand that, okay, what are the concerns they may face, maybe at a level of teaching, or maybe if they need help at in person. So that was also been done. And we also had parent counseling session, online counseling session, wherein we had given a Google form and the parents had filled in, and then we had a one-to-one interaction with the parents.
Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So after all this, I think, oh my God, there's so much is happening from your point. And during this time, you gave us 1 hour and discussed what all is being going on. I would just like to, because I have so many takeaways. So, Joita, would you like to just give me a takeaway from all the other 4 counselors? What was that one thing which you would like to implement in your school after listening to them?
I think that this career counseling, what I am doing, we are also doing regularly, but I feel that
so anything which you feel is a takeaway from the other 4 panelists.
Yes, that's what I was also sharing. I feel that since my children are with me till 10th standard, and then
right.
12th, they are going out to other schools or colleges. I need to tell them that to know themselves better. That is what we need to do, because many a times children, love to do something, and their expertise actually lies somewhere else. So that gap, if we can make them understand from 8, 9, 10 standard, it will be easier for them. They should not go by. They should understand there are many opportunities. It's not only engineering and medical. There are some other fields. I need to know what I am good at rather than what I want to be. So that gap, if we can help them to understand, I think that's the best, counseling can happen for a child.
Thank you.
Do that. Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Kavita, any takeaway from our esteemed other 4 panelists would you like to implement in your school?
Yes, I would like to tell all the parents, do not force the child to take up the career of their choice. Let the child choose his own career so that he can be turned into a better citizen in his coming life. That is what I just wanted to share with all the parents.
Wow. Vasudha, anything from all these from Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi and Pune, anything from there you would like to take it to Udaipur?
Oh, I think great discussion, and whatever good practices everyone follows, and we must implement them all. So why not? Thank you. Thank you.
Vardha, anything which you feel is very important that you should be doing now after listening to so many of them?
So yeah, first of all, I would like to congratulate each and everyone, because the discussion was amazing and it has opened up a lot of other venues and opportunities for us to venture into. And yes, I would also like to take up this thing that whatever kind of challenges we are faced with, the most important thing is about converting them into opportunity, and that is what I got to learn from all of these panelists, and I am grateful for that. Thank you so much.
So have I learned that after seeing your energy, which is so visible on screen, so I can believe that off screen it will be doubly charged. So pandemic or no pandemic doesn't deter your determination. It does not. And over to you, Sandeep, and thank you so much. It was lovely interacting.
I just want to
thank you,
add
Sapna.
Thank you.
Yeah, Amrapali, I'm sorry, I did not
want
get
to add
yes,
one
Amrapali,
point.
please end it up.
Yeah. Sorry, I would like to build the design thinking curriculum so that children are being trained for a better learnings and after 10th or 12th standard. So with a small quote, I would like to end: a culture of peace in the heart and mind of every child is need of the hour. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So Sandeep, keep organizing such wonderful section, and thank you for making us celebrate the Women Day on today with such great women. So
thank you, Sapna, for making us feel so comfortable.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Vasudha. Thank you, Kavita.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Anna, please.
Thank you, ma'am.
Absolutely, ma'am, and wishing all the women across the world a very happy Women's Day.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
A huge round of applause for all these wonderful ladies.
And huge round of applause for Sandeep.
For you, Sandeep, for organizing such a fab session.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So Sandeep, let me just add to a little bit on Sandeep, because I know him since I don't know how many years, and I treat him like my son only. So don't go by his look. He's just 28, 29-year-old. So I keep bombarding him for whatever. So he's doing very well, and his whole agenda is that take education. So whenever he talks to me, ma'am, abhi education mein kya karna hai? So I like his enthusiasm, and I want him to do very well, and supporting him for all his endeavors. Thank you so much, Sandeep, for inviting all of us.
Thank you so much,
and to our work. Namaste and see you all soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was such a wonderful session. And we'll be joining us with all our viewers in about half an hour's time. I think we have our session at 11:50. So see you next on at 11:50. Thank you so much for all this
Thank
wonderful
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
panel
Bye.
joining us.